The annual Thompson Manufacturing Conference filled the Marriott's grand ballroom with the usual suspects: factory owners, equipment suppliers, and my family, the self-proclaimed royalty of Midwest manufacturing. I sat quietly at my small table in the corner, watching my Uncle Robert hold court among his peers. "The Thompson name means excellence," he was saying, gesturing with his whiskey glass. "3 generations of building the finest industrial equipment in America." I smiled into my water glass, thinking about the email I'd received that morning. My investment firm, Quantum Ventures, had just acquired its 15th manufacturing company this year. The same firm that now controlled 60% of the suppliers Thompson Manufacturing depended on. "Look who decided to show up," my cousin William sneered, approaching my table. "Still playing with your investment apps, Alexandra?" My phone buzzed, a message from Sarah, my chief strategy officer. "Final acquisition complete. You now control 70% of the industry's supply chain. Keynote speech ready for your approval." "You know, Alex," my Aunt Patricia joined in, adjusting her designer suit, "if you'd just applied yourself, you might have had a real role in the family business. Instead of whatever it is you do with stocks." I thought about the past 7 years. While they thought I was just playing with investments, I'd built Quantum Ventures into a $20 billion industrial investment powerhouse. My whatever it is had revolutionized manufacturing technology and quietly reshaped the entire industry. "The next speaker is fascinating," William continued, checking his Rolex. "Some mystery investor who's been buying up everything in the industry. Probably one of those Wall Street types who doesn't know a drill press from a dinner plate." My Uncle Robert approached, his executive swagger in full force. "This is for successful people only, Alex. Why don't you go network with the caterers? More your level." Before I could respond, the conference chairman took the stage. "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our keynote speaker, the CEO of Quantum Ventures, the largest industrial investment firm in North America." I stood up slowly, straightening my blazer. "Ms. Alexandra Thompson." The whiskey glass slipped from Uncle Robert's hand, shattering on the marble floor. Aunt Patricia's perfectly maintained smile froze. William's face turned an interesting shade of white. "Thank you," I said, walking toward the podium. "Let's discuss the future of manufacturing, and why some family businesses might not be part of it." The conference center's private executive suite had never felt smaller as my family practically stumbled in after my keynote speech, followed by the industry's top CEOs and board members. "This is impossible," William kept muttering, frantically scrolling through his phone. "Quantum Ventures. They own Parker Steel, Midwest Dynamics, Advanced Industrial, and about 60 other companies you depend on," I confirmed, settling into the main chair, the same type of power position they'd never let me occupy at family meetings. "Though the real interesting part is what we own through shell companies and silent partnerships." My Uncle Robert gripped the back of a leather chair, his knuckles white. "The capital required to build this kind of portfolio is about $30 billion, I supplied casually. "Though that's a conservative estimate given our latest acquisitions. Speaking of which, thank you for selling your supplier network so cheaply last quarter. Those companies are worth triple now after our technological upgrades." My phone buzzed, a message from Sarah. "Wall Street Journal breaking news about your identity. Stock prices of all your holdings jumping. Also, your uncle's company's shares dropping on news of supply chain vulnerability." "All those family dinners," Aunt Patricia whispered, her perfect composure cracking, "when you talked about modernizing our factories, were quite enlightening," I nodded. "Especially when William would mock my ridiculous ideas about automation while revealing exactly how outdated your equipment was. Made targeting acquisitions much easier." The conference chairman, James Foster, cleared his throat. "Alexandra's vision for industrial modernization is exactly what this industry needs. Her implementation of AI-driven manufacturing processes is revolutionary." "AI-driven?" William scoffed weakly. "She doesn't even know how to operate a forklift." "But I know how to make forklifts obsolete," I cut in, activating the room's displays. "While you were bragging about your outdated assembly lines, I was building the factories of the future." The screens filled with data. Automated production systems, robotics integration, IoT manufacturing networks. Every chart and graph demonstrated how far behind Thompson Manufacturing had fallen. "Your factories," I continued, pulling up their performance metrics, are operating at 40% efficiency compared to our modernized facilities. Your error rates are triple the industry standard. And your energy costs. I shook my head. Let's just say it's fortunate I bought you before your competitors did. My phone buzzed again. Elon Musk tweeting about your manufacturing innovations. Tesla stock up 5% on rumors of partnership. GECO requesting urgent meeting. Uncle Robert finally found his voice. The family name, the Thompson legacy, will be remembered very differently now, I smiled. Though I suppose I should thank you. Every time you excluded me from meetings, you gave me more time to study what you were doing wrong. William slumped into a chair, his MBA suddenly feeling inadequate. You built all this, while we thought you were just what? I displayed Quantum's complete portfolio. Just a woman who turned her inheritance into a manufacturing empire? Who saw the future of industry while you were clinging to outdated methods? Or just the niece who wasn't business material? The room fell silent as the magnitude of the situation sank in. The industry they thought they dominated was now controlled by the family member they dismissed as financially naive. The press conference is in 30 minutes, I noted, checking my watch. Bloomberg is leading with Quantum's Alexandra Thompson, the hidden force revolutionizing American manufacturing. Aunt Patricia dabbed at her eyes with a monogrammed handkerchief. Darling, we were just trying to protect the family business. By ignoring innovation, by dismissing new technologies, by treating manufacturing like it was still 1980. I stood, walking to the window overlooking the conference center. How did that work out for you? Sarah entered with a stack of folders. The transition team is ready, Ms. Thompson. And the internal memo about supply chain restructuring has been prepared. William stood up sharply. Supply chain restructuring? Of course, I nodded. You didn't think I'd keep supplying outdated factories with premium materials, did you? Though don't worry, our automated facilities are always hiring. I hear they need someone to give tours. The next morning I stood in my real office, the entire top floor of Quantum's headquarters, a state-of-the-art facility that made Thompson Manufacturing look like an industrial museum. Floor-to-ceiling smart windows offered a perfect view of the manufacturing district I was quietly revolutionizing. Miss Thompson, Sarah entered, tablet in hand. The international press is assembled. Your family is in the lobby with their executive team. They've been trying to schedule emergency supplier meetings all night. I smiled, remembering all the times they'd made me use the service entrance at their factories. Send them up. They entered looking painfully out of place among the AI displays and robotic prototypes that filled my office. Gone were their condescending smirks, replaced by expressions that wavered between panic and resignation. Before we discuss anything, I said, activating the neural manufacturing interface, let's see what modern industry actually looks like. Real-time data flowed across the screens. AI-controlled production lines, automated quality control systems, predictive maintenance metrics. Every number and pattern demonstrated how obsolete Thompson Manufacturing had become. Your automation systems, William muttered, staring at the figures. They're achieving efficiency rates we thought were impossible. Actually, these are our old numbers, I corrected. The new quantum-enhanced production lines are even better. Those ridiculous apps you mocked? They're now controlling trillion-dollar manufacturing networks. My phone buzzed, a message from Jeff Bezos. Revolutionary automated warehousing system. Dinner next week. Want to discuss Amazon manufacturing partnership. Aunt Patricia sank into a chair, her designer manufacturing exec outfit suddenly looking dated. All those modernization proposals you brought to board meetings were worth billions, I nodded. The robotics integration you rejected? Standard in all our facilities now. The AI quality control system Uncle Robert laughed at? Reduced defects to near zero. Even that crazy, smart factory concept William dismissed paid for this building. Sarah entered again. Ms. Thompson, the World Manufacturing Forum is ready for your virtual keynote. Also, the Japanese Industrial Ministry is holding online too. Uncle Robert looked up sharply. The Japanese Ministry? But they never work with traditional manufacturers? I finished. They do when someone's reinventing the entire industry. Speaking of which, I pulled up Thompson Manufacturing's internal data. Let's talk about your production capabilities. Or should I say limitations? The screens filled with more displays, equipment inefficiencies, quality control issues, worker safety concerns. Years of technological stagnation laid bare in harsh digital clarity. Your main assembly line, I continued, is using technology from the 1990s. Your inventory management system is completely manual. And your energy consumption. I shook my head. Well, let's just say the environmental regulators would have shut you down if I hadn't bought your suppliers first. William stood up, his manufacturing expertise suddenly feeling archaic. But our traditional methods are dying, I cut in. While the next generation of manufacturers is moving billions through automated systems you don't even understand. Did you know Thompson Manufacturing doesn't even have a single cobotic system? In 2025. My phone buzzed again. Chinese industrial conglomerate requesting partnership meeting. Pentagon interested in advanced manufacturing capabilities. Your position, Uncle Robert said quietly, in the family business, was never offered, I reminded him. Though I suppose I should thank you. While you were protecting your outdated empire from female influence, I built something far beyond your imagination. The doors opened as my global technology team filed in, followed by international media. The contrast between their cutting-edge discussions and my family's bewildered expressions was striking. The new era of manufacturing starts today, I announced, standing. You can either adapt to a world where industrial power comes from technological innovation, not family names, or you can become obsolete. Though, I smiled, I should mention that quantum now controls most of your potential adaptation paths too. My phone lit up one final time. The message made me laugh. Germany requesting consultation on Industry 5.0 implementation. Also, your cousin's executive parking spot has been converted to a drone landing pad. Your niece is right, Sarah said quietly to Uncle Robert. You've been measuring industrial success by obsolete metrics. Not obsolete, I corrected. Just insufficient. Modern manufacturing isn't about loud machines and manual labor. It's about silent automation and artificial intelligence. I stood, preparing for the global press conference. Oh, and about those family business meetings? They'll continue, but now you'll be learning from me. Assuming you can comprehend the technology. Aunt Patricia clutched her designer handbag, a relic of past prosperity. Alexandra, we never knew. That's the problem, I replied. You never looked past your own assumptions. You never considered that the future of manufacturing might come from someone who understood both technology and tradition. The global press began filing in as my family tried to process their new reality. Their precious family business would now be a case study in industrial obsolescence, while my name became synonymous with manufacturing innovation. As I took my place at the podium, I caught my reflection in the smart glass windows. No longer the niece they'd excluded from the family business, but the woman who'd revolutionized the entire industry while they weren't looking. Sarah approached with a final update. Fortune magazine cover story confirmed. Alexandra Thompson, the woman who automated manufacturing while industry wasn't looking. Sometimes success isn't just about proving people wrong. It's about proving that their entire understanding of success was wrong to begin with. And as I began my press conference outlining Quantum's vision for the future of manufacturing, I knew this was just the beginning of how we would transform not just factories, but the very nature of industry itself.